Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. The People's Progressive Party Civic General Secretary dares Brutus. Let the cats, dogs, or pigs out the bags. Overseas-based Guyanese now eligible for one-off cash grant must meet certain criteria, says Jagdeo. And the PNCR calls on the government to desist from using intimidation tactics against its supporters of East Indian descent. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, October 25 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. The country's sitting vice president has challenged the senior cop who is before the court on several allegations of financial crimes to spill whatever beans he has on the government. The vice president, who is also the People's Progressive Party Civic's General Secretary, says his party is unbothered. Here's more. Assuming that embattled Assistant Police Commissioner Calvin Brutus may have evidence of political interference and corruption at the highest office in Guyana, that would bring an already tainted image of the incumbent People's Progressive Party civic government into further disrepute, Barrett Jagdeo, the party's General Secretary, who is also Guyana's Vice President, has challenged Mr. Brutus to spill the beans.
No, but he could let out cats, dogs, pigs, anything that he has and he wants to let out, let him let it out.
In fact, Mr. Brutus recently filed an application in the High Court against Attorney General Anil Nandlal and Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken. In that application, Mr. Brutus points to political interference in the Guyana police force. The senior cop told the court that Cabinet had a role in him being sent on leave. Mr. Jagdeo, however, seems unbothered by whatever secrets Mr. Brutus might have, calling it blackmail.
I think it's a form of blackmail. He's hoping that maybe there'd be fear in some quarters in the government that he could say something that's compromising to us.
The tough-talking General Secretary told media operatives on Thursday that the PPPC government has nothing to fear. If it is true that Mr. Brutus has damning evidence against the government and the administration of the Guyana Police Force.
Whatever he has to let out, he could let out. He could say whatever he wants. We have no fear of whatever he wants to say. So let him say it. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it at the appropriate time.
The Assistant Police Commissioner was on Thursday granted bail in the sum of $6.2 million on 30 indictable charges when he appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti. The charges stemmed from allegations of financial impropriety in the Guyana Police Force. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day tells us that Guyanese living abroad will also benefit from the $100,000 one-off cash grants. This is according to the People's Progressive Party's Civics General Secretary, Barrett Jagdeo.
There is no residency requirement for the receipt of the cash grant. Living abroad who have an ID card or a passport also eligible for the cash grant.
That was General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic, Barrett Jagdeo, during Thursday's media briefing. Mr. Jagdeo said overseas-based Guyanese will be subject to a vigorous verification process to ensure that they meet the criteria.
They have to collect the same in Guyana after going through a registration process. The grant will not be paid overseas.
The government has turned to an app which, according to Jagdeo, will ensure equitable distribution of the one-off $100,000 cash grant.
We are currently developing an app that, even as I speak today, it's being tested. The Ministry of Finance is leading the process, but there are several agencies involved.
Jaldiu, who is also the country's vice president, detailed that the app would have compulsory fields for persons to fill out before acquiring their checks. Meanwhile, leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton on Friday at his party's press briefing said that the announcement by Jaldiu poses suspicion.
While we believe that Guyanese from the diaspora who are in Guyana, registered and have a national identification card, should be able to access the 100,000 one-off cash grant, we are deeply concerned that what Jaldiu and the PP are doing is creating another avenue for corruption.
Continuing the reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Our developing story, the People's National Congress Reform has called out the People's Progressive Party civic government for employing intimidation tactics on party supporters in Martinique who are of East Indian descent. More from Daisy Richards.
The People's National Congress Reform is calling on the People's Progressive Party civic PPPC government to cease alleged harassment of Guyanese of East Indian descent who support the opposition. Member of the People's National Congress Paul said this comes on the heels of claims from at least one resident of Champagne, Martinique Region 5, who alleges an attempt by police to trump up cybercrime charges against the resident following an engagement with the opposition.
But we don't have an appreciation nor acceptance for the use of the police now because a certain political party, the People's Progressive Party, and Barrett Jagdeo and the likes, seem not to be comfortable with the fact that these Indo-Guyanese people are speaking up and speaking out.
The party member alleges that the PPPC government has employed intimidation tactics long before engagements with residents.
The PPP thugs were threatening people and coercing them into not attending the meetings with the opposition in total violation of Articles 145, 146, and 147 of the Constitution, which guarantees all Guyanese the right to assemble, associate, and to join a political party of their choice.
Residents who were affected, according to Paul, visited the Criminal Investigations Department on Thursday, where they were informed that based on recommendations from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, no charges should be instituted. Meanwhile, during a visit to the community, residents renewed calls for the restoration of the mobile health unit and paid regular visits and provided healthcare services to residents. According to leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, residents also pointed out that it has been extremely costly since its removal.
And that since the PPP returned to government, they ended this service a mere 4 months after they were installed. Residents lamented, especially the senior citizens, the fact that it cost them thousands of dollars to go to the nearest health center.
Residents also complained about the discrimination in the distribution of cash grants in the community that only benefited the families of the PPPC. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Everything you want. Make home yours anytime with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh. Courts have it all. Home is what you make it. Top brands, you're sure to get it all. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Thrilling nature space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
No matter the state of your home, you can make it beautiful for any occasion.
NNS Matai Home Goods Warehouse. Simply better living.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. You need to know that the government and the necessary regulatory agencies are set to be robustly addressing the issue of fronting in the oil and gas sector. So says Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Barrett. Find out more from Antonio Day.
Due to the competitiveness in the oil and gas industry and non-oil industries, the issue of compliance with international and environmental standards remain on the front burner despite slow progress. This is according to Natural Resources Minister Vikram Barrett, who was addressing the second local content forum held at the Guyana Marriott Hotel on Friday.
There are a few contractors that have been, as a matter of fact, that has not been not fully been in compliance with the legislation, and we have discussed this. We have discussed this at various levels. So companies must be in compliance, and by this I mean contractors.
With the implementation of the 2021 Local Content Act, Minister Barrett noted that some modification is necessary in order to promote fairness in the industry.
I had a session with the local private sector, and they would have mentioned the loopholes that exist in the legislation, one regarding citizenship, and that was very much played out in the media, even in the court. It was very much played out. So we know that is definitely an area, a gray area.
Sham Nocta, Local Content Subcommittee Chairman in the Private Sector Commission, stressed the need to implement measures that guarantee full participation from locals in the oil and gas sector.
Considering the pace at which this sector is moving, we have to continue to push for measures to be put in place that could facilitate more participation by Guyanese and Guyanese businesses in this oil and gas value chain.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Kamal Singh, says given the stakes are much higher, local businesses must thrive to be resilient.
And since the advent of the local content legislation, we have seen many businesses find consortium and partnership over the years and have developed and expand on their capacity and capability to meet the growing demand in the oil and gas sector. Many companies also faces a lot of challenge in getting into the oil and gas sector as a result of their lack of capacity.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
More than 1,500 trained teachers have entered the education system when the Cyril Potter College of Education hosted its 2024 graduation exercise at the Guyana National Stadium. More from Daisy Richards.
Guyana welcomes 1,500 fully trained teachers into the education sector following the Cyril Potter College of Education's graduation exercise on Friday at the Guyana National Stadium. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, who is also the acting president, in delivering the charge to graduates, emphasized that teachers will continue to mold the young minds for future generations.
So every teacher graduating here today, immediately on graduation, acquires the title of educator, mentor, role model, and architect of our nation's future.
He added that the government remains committed to supporting teachers and the role they play in a country.
We recognize that our nation's progress is tied to the strength of our education system and the dedication of you, our teachers.
Minister of Education Primanik Chan highlighted that the 1,502 teachers are graduating at a time when Guyana needs quality educators marshalling the education sector.
Every trained teacher we put in front of a classroom ought to give us a higher quality delivery of education to the children before him and her.
Minister Manichan also noted that trained teachers will also lessen the student-to-teacher ratio. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa announces new regulations for the transportation of toxic chemicals on our roadways, set to take effect in 2025. Chris Gonzalez will tell you more.
In a significant move during Chemical Awareness Week 2024, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa announced the upcoming implementation of new laws governing the transportation of toxic chemicals on roadways effective 2025. This initiative aims to enhance safety and ensure better management of hazardous materials across the nation.
From next year, we will be implementing the laws for the transport of these toxic chemicals on our roadways.
Responding to public concerns over spraying chemicals in food, he revealed that Guyana has successfully eliminated many dangerous substances from the agriculture system. The focus is now on promoting environmentally friendly alternatives to safeguard both public health and the environment.
All the harmful chemicals that we had in the system, they are being eradicated one by one, coming off the dangerous list, taking out them from that list. And we are having chemicals that are more environmentally friendly.
With the establishment of a commercial-sized tissue lab in Nari, the minister added that it is set to produce disease and pest-resistant plants, significantly reducing the need for chemical interventions in agriculture.
So at that time when we have these plants, we'll need chemical to use on these plants, or it might be very minimal.
Looking ahead to 2025, the PTCCB will begin testing and monitoring lead levels in paints, backed by a $43.8 million investment in new equipment. This initiative aims to strengthen public health and safety standards in the country. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Tropic Construction Solutions, we pride ourselves on being one of the leading distributors of high-quality woven and non-woven geotextile fabric, geotextile tubes, and geogrids for over 15 years in Guyana. We supply reflective vests, sleeves, quality hard hats, and more for your construction needs. We are located in No. 2 Village, East Coast Berbice, 1 minute from Palmyra. Our distribution mechanism enables us to offer delivery across the city of Georgetown. Contact us at +5926-284-077 or visit our website at www.tc.
The oil and gas industry is helping to transform safety standards across all sectors of Guyana. The government and industry leaders are pioneering safer offshore oil production with new legislation, updated policies, and state-of-the-art floating production, storage, and offloading vessels.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Everything you want. Make home yours anytime with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Get value for your money. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Courts have it all. Home is what you make it. Top brands, you're sure to get it all. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. With World Occupational Therapy Day to be observed on October 27, 2024, occupational therapists are reflecting on their experiences and the profound impact of patient recovery. More from Clarice Gonzalez.
As World Occupational Therapy Day 2024 approaches, celebrated under the theme Occupational Therapy for All, Nightly News on Friday caught up with several occupational therapists attached to various arms of the health sector. They highlighted essential services offered, outlined how individuals can access these resources, and share their personal experiences in this impactful field.
Well, as we work on the wards, we typically would see anything that the patient presents with, but it's usually for persons which fractures, they've had any broken bones, maybe burns to their body that's, the skin is healing and it's limiting their movement. Things like that we see here at Georgetown Hospital. At the palms, it's very neurological, so the strokes, persons who have had spinal cord injuries. Occupational therapists are found in regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 10. So in Georgetown, you'll find them here at Georgetown Hospital. We have the PALMS Rehabilitation Department, Tomery Rehabilitation Department, the Diagnostic and Treatment Center, which is located in the CPC compound, and as well as the Supply Health Center on the East Bank. They're there 2 days of the week.
In reflecting on her career, Canterbury, an occupational therapist at the Georgetown Public Hospital, highlighted her greatest achievement, which is witnessing her patient's recovery.
I remember I had a patient once. He said he works and he wants to be able to sign his name, and that's what we worked on consistently until he was able to go back to work and do just that.
Crystal Andrews, an occupational therapist attached to the Ptolemy Reed Rehab Center, spoke with enthusiasm about her rewarding role, particularly in working with children, emphasizing the joy she finds in helping her young clients thrive.
This is my first time working with children, besides working in the University of Guyana, but it's been okay so far. It's very different than working with adults. You have to be able to have a lot of patience, but so far it's been so good.
Andrews also addressed prevalent misconceptions about occupational therapy and underscored the significant challenges the field currently faces.
Well, a lot of people assume that occupational therapists only deal with hands. That's a huge misconception. We deal with everything, all conditions. We deal with everything from your brain, cognitive stimulation, to everything that includes or the things that you use to carry out your daily activities, your hands, your feet, your back, your neck, everything. I think our biggest challenge is that we're a fairly new occupation and a lot of people are not aware of what's going on or what is occupational therapy. So that's why we're making it a big deal for World Occupational Therapy Day to, go out there and tell people more.
World Occupational Therapy Day will be observed on October 27, 2024, with the department planning a full day of social media activities on their Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. The public will have the opportunity to view testimonials and participate in a live feed at 3 p.m. I am Clarice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
As we wrap up our weekly feature during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, 51-year-old breast cancer survivor Nalini Budramlal, during a candid interview with Nightly News, recounted her path of survival, resiliency, and newly discovered purpose. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Diagnosed with breast cancer in 2020, 51-year-old survivor Nalini Budramlal, in reflecting on her experiences, said she shifted her perspective on life, which inspired her to live each day fully and appreciate every moment.
You know, life is fragile. We have to make each day count, and live your life to the fullest.
Nalini Budramlal recounted the crucial morning in 2020 when she discovered a lump in her breast while taking a shower. Encouraged by her husband, she sought screening and soon received the life-altering diagnosis. That same year, she bravely underwent 8 rounds of chemotherapy, followed by a double mastectomy. She described the experience as exhausting, but expressed gratitude for her amazing support system, which carried her through the difficult times.
I have all the support in the world, my husband, my parents, my extended family. So they give me the motivation to go on. And I had so much support. The support around me was overwhelming. Whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, my husband up until now is my biggest support.
Nalini said through different cancer groups, she was able to connect with other survivors who shared their stories and comforted each other.
There are times when you're in your own emotions. There are times when, you feel like being by yourself, and you can call on one of them and they will be there. They will lend an ear and they will talk to you, and, they will give you that hope that all of us is in it together and we can get through this together.
She encourages persons to go out and get tested since cancer can affect anyone at any given time.
Make that effort to go get screened. We make the effort to do so many other things, but not to look after our health, right?
Her message to those facing cancer is to keep pushing forward and seek out organizations offering support, as they can provide invaluable resources and a community of understanding. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for your regional news.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29th, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
These nice products I go with proper things. Peppies, you get it best and least. Oh no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow, put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Everything you want. Make home yours anytime with Courts. Oh yeah. Ooh, get value for your money. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Courts have it all. Home is what you make it. Top brands are sure to get it all. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz, make home yours.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Martinique. Looters ransacked shops overnight on the French Caribbean island of Martinique as violent protests against rising living costs showed little sign of abating despite the imposition of a curfew. The Martinique local administration said 2 petrol stations had been ransacked and businesses inside the shopping center were also vandalized and robbed. French overseas territories such as Martinique, Guadeloupe, and New Caledonia have often been hit by civil unrest due to complaints that living standards are well below those of the mainland France. While in Antigua, a joint operation between police and customs officials at a V.C. Bird International Airport resulted in the seizure of over $500,000 worth of cannabis, authorities reported. The operation conducted on October 22 uncovered 6 cardboard boxes containing 116 vacuum-sealed packages of cannabis at the airport's cargo shed. Officials confirmed that the seized controlled substance weighs 140.4 pounds and carries an estimated street value of $626,400 EC. The cannabis has been transported to police headquarters, where investigators are conducting further inquiries into the case. No arrests have been reported as the investigation continues. Finally, more than 10,000 people in Haiti have been internally displaced in the last week as armed gangs operating in and around the capital Port-au-Prince ramp up attacks in areas they do not yet control, according to UN Migration Agency estimations. The agency had said at the start of September that more than 700,000 people were internally displaced across the Caribbean nation, nearly double the figure 6 months earlier. Gangs have in the last week been ramping up attacks on a number of towns outside the capital, where much of the city and its suburbs is under the control of various violent armed groups united under a common alliance. The conflict is fueling famine-level hunger in parts of the population as gangs take over farmlands and block off transport routes, while people forced to flee their homes, often to host families or makeshift camps, can no longer depend on steady income to afford food. A UN helicopter with 18 people on board was also shot at and hit with multiple rounds on Thursday, although no one was injured, the Miami Herald reported. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend. Until next time.
People's Progressive Party Civic General Secretary dares Brutus, let the cats, dogs, or pigs out the bag. Overseas-based Guyanese now eligible for one-off cash grant must meet certain criteria, says Jack Deal. Government must desist from using intimidation tactics against its supporters of East Indian descent, says the opposition PNCR. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.